Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to English for Non-Subject Specialist, English 3 for the third semester medical students at Tripoli University. Today, we are going to deal with a new topic, which is about chronic versus acute illnesses. So today, we are going to start with some types of diseases and illnesses. And of course, the permanent ones. That means these for example, incurable, or they take very long time to be cured. So as usual, we are going to start with the listening, and of course, after we listen and we know the vocabulary of the topic, we are going to answer the questions. Listen carefully, please, and we'll answer the questions after these audios. Listen, please.
Unit 6, Chronic versus Acute Illnesses. Exercise 5, page 15.
Health Chronicle, page 65. Early intervention required for chronic and acute illnesses. Many people with an illness do not seek immediate treatment. They simply believe they will eventually get better. They may not think that a pre-existing medical condition could actually worsen if they contract another illness. Such thinking is dangerous. Both chronic and acute illnesses that are left untreated can grow more severe. They can lead to even more serious complications at a later time. Early intervention of chronic conditions is a must. Inadequate treatment can actually result in the occurrence of a serious acute condition. For example, improperly managed osteoporosis can lead to broken bones. Likewise, chronic bronchitis that is left untreated increases the risk of dangerous acute respiratory conditions like pneumonia. Similarly, delaying treatment of acute conditions can trigger the onset of chronic ones. For example, a case of scarlet fever caused by the strep virus can lead to endocarditis. Not treating the fever in time can create life-threatening and long-term problems. Chronic high blood pressure is a risk factor for several life-threatening acute conditions, including stroke. Fortunately, there is good news. Visiting a doctor in the early stages of an illness can help you avoid dangerous complications later. Seeking treatment early on can save time, money, and possibly even your life.
Okay, let's listen again and answer the following questions. Okay, so we have here questions, true or false. Read the article, then choose the correct answers. What is the main idea of the article? So you have to tell me what is the main idea of the speaker he's talking about. Number 2, why do people not seek medical treatment for an illness? And number 3, which of the following is not a complication that can arise from an untreated illness? So question 1, what is the main idea? Number 2, why do you think people not seek medical treatment for an illness? And number 3, which of the following is not a complication that can arise from an untreated illness? Listen again, and we are going to answer these questions.
Unit 6, Chronic versus Acute Illnesses. Exercise 5, page 15.
Health Chronicle, page 65. Early intervention required for chronic and acute illnesses. Many people with an illness do not seek immediate treatment. They simply believe they will eventually get better. They may not think that a pre-existing medical condition could actually worsen if they contract another illness. Such thinking is dangerous. Both chronic and acute illnesses that are left untreated can grow more severe. They can lead to even more serious complications at a later time. Early intervention of chronic conditions is a must. Inadequate treatment can actually result in the occurrence of a serious acute condition. For example, improperly managed osteoporosis can lead to broken bones. Likewise, chronic bronchitis that is left untreated increases the risk of dangerous acute respiratory conditions like pneumonia. Similarly, delaying treatment of acute conditions can trigger the onset of chronic ones. For example, a case of scarlet fever caused by the strep virus can lead to endocarditis. Not treating the fever in time can create life-threatening and long-term problems. Chronic high blood pressure is a risk factor for several life-threatening acute conditions, including stroke. Fortunately, there is good news. Visiting a doctor in the early stages of an illness can help you avoid dangerous complications later. Seeking treatment early on can save time, money, and possibly even your life.
Okay. So if you look at the questions, so question number 1, what is the main idea of the article? So the main idea is to talk about number B, acute and chronic illnesses can complicate or cause one another. So if a patient neglects his condition or health condition, of course, this illness might develop to a chronic disease, even to a very dangerous disease. Number 2, why do people not seek medical treatment for an illness? Yes, you are right. So yes, so this is A. They believe the illness will go away. And this is a natural feeling. Most people or most sick people, they believe everything will be okay if they just leave it to the time. And by time they cure, or their illness will be cured by itself. Anyway, so this is just a false, we say, belief. Number 3, let us just make it a little bit. So let me do it again. So for number 1, it is B. Number 2, it is A. Number 3, which of the following is not a complication that can arise? The answer, yes, you are right. It is D. Pneumonia leads to chronic bronchitis. Yes, so it is one of the complicated diseases caused by pneumonia. Okay, now we are going to move to the next part, which is the vocabulary part. So we have definitions A to F. So we have definitions. So we have, you look at the words: scarlet fever, pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, endocarditis, and strep virus, and osteoporosis. Okay, so we have these, and we have to match the vocabulary with the word with its definition. Number 1, scarlet fever. Scarlet fever is, yes, you are right, it is E. Scarlet fever is an acute illness characterized by fever, sore throat, and bright and red rashes on the body. So that's scarlet fever, which means الحمى القرمزية. Pneumonia, number, yes, you are correct. It's number D. It is D, an acute condition in which the lungs become inflamed and filled with fluid. Number 3, chronic bronchitis. So chronic bronchitis is number, yes, very good. It's B, and it is B. So B is a persistent condition in which tubes in the lungs swell and make it difficult to breathe. Yes, and then endocarditis. Number 4. So number 4 is F. It is F, a chronic condition in which the inner layers of the heart became inflamed due to bacteria growing inside, which is a very, very dangerous disease. Strep virus, number 5, is A. Good. It is A. An organism that causes throat infections. And osteoporosis, number 6, is number C. Finally, it's the final or the last answer. C, a chronic condition in which the bones slowly weaken and become prone to breaking. Yes, and it happens, yes, to many people, yes, for several reasons, known or unknown reasons. So as you can see from these X-ray images, inshallah, one day when you become a physician, of course, you know how to read these X-ray images. And of course, yes, we have other techniques, but the X-ray or the sonar or the CT scan are the most common ones. Now we are going to choose the correct answer, the correct word, exercise number 4. Here, read the sentence and choose the correct word. Number one, the patient had an pre-existing or intervention condition before contracting this illness. So the patient had what? Intervention or a pre-existing condition. So the answer, yes, you are correct. It's the pre-existing condition. So number 1 is pre-existing condition. 2, there is no effective treatment for many conditions, for many interventions. So there is no treatment. There is no effective treatment for many. The answer is conditions. So conditions is the correct answer. Ms. Smith has had the acute or chronic illness for 5 years. So Mrs. Smith has had the, we say, chronic illness for 5 years. Number 4, the intervention or the condition of this disease at an early stage is vital. So we say, yes, good. So the intervention of this disease at an early stage is vital. Number 5, the condition was a pre-existing or an acute case that went away in few days. So the condition was because this is an article, so this is an acute. So the answer is acute case that went away in few days. So as you can see here, we talked about chronic and acute diseases, and we are going now to the next part, which is, of course, again, as usual, it is listening. And when we listen, we are going again to see how the conversation is going on, and then we are going to check if the answers are true or false. Let's listen and then answer the questions if they are true or false. We are going to listen 2 times.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 15.
Mr. Anderson, it's a good thing you came in.
Yeah? I feel pretty awful.
Well, it seems that you've come down with endocarditis. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea, but it sounds serious.
It is. Basically, the lining of your heart is inflamed.
Oh, that's bad. Can we treat it?
Yes, I'll start you on some antibiotics immediately. But this could have been avoided.
Really? How so?
Well, you've had a sore throat for quite some time, haven't you?
Yeah, but I figured it was just a cold.
Definitely not. It's caused by the strep virus. Normally, that's an acute condition that we can knock out pretty quickly.
Okay, but how did that cause my other condition?
Untreated, the infection moves to your heart, which it appears to have done. And now we have to get rid of that infection before it causes lifelong complications.
Lifelong?
Yes. Unfortunately, endocarditis can become a chronic condition. It can damage your heart, brain and liver.
Now listen carefully again and then answer the questions true or false. Listen, please.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 15.
Mr. Anderson, it's a good thing you came in.
Yeah? I feel pretty awful.
Well, it seems that you've come down with endocarditis. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea, but it sounds serious.
It is. Basically, the lining of your heart is inflamed.
Oh, that's bad. Can we treat it?
Yes, I'll start you on some antibiotics immediately. But this could have been avoided.
Really? How so?
Well, you've had a sore throat for quite some time, haven't you?
Yeah, but I figured it was just a cold.
Definitely not. It's caused by the strep virus. Normally, that's an acute condition that we can knock out pretty quickly.
Okay, but how did that cause my other condition?
Untreated, the infection moves to your heart, which it appears to have done. And now we have to get rid of that infection before it causes lifelong complications.
Lifelong?
Yes, unfortunately, endocarditis can become a chronic condition. It can damage your heart, brain and liver.
Okay. So for number 1, the woman will give the man antibiotics immediately. Yes, this is true. Because he's sick. And number 2, the man came in as soon as he felt sick. No, unfortunately, yes, he was a bit late. And then it's false. Number 2 is false. And then number 3, the man's new condition may become chronic. Yes, it is true. Okay, we are going now to listen again to the topic, and we are going to fill the gaps here. Okay. As I always say, it is very important. It is very important to develop your language skills through listening. So listening is the secret. Not only the secret, it's the only way or the best way actually to make your language develops clearly, smoothly, and you are going to answer spontaneously. Spontaneously means عفوي. يعني تبدأ مرد الفعل العفوي for language. Now let's listen again and answer the missing words in this article.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 15.
Mr. Anderson, it's a good thing you came in.
Yeah? I feel pretty awful.
Well, it seems that you've come down with endocarditis. Do you know what that is?
So, endocarditis. So the doctor is saying, yes, and she said, do you know what do you know what that is? Endocarditis. Patient.
I have no idea, but it sounds serious.
I have no idea. But it sounds serious.
It is. Basically, the lining of your heart is inflamed.
Oh, that's bad. Can we treat it?
Yes. Can we treat it?
Yes, I'll start you on some antibiotics immediately. But this could have been avoided.
Really? How so?
Well, you've had a sore throat for quite some time, haven't you?
For quiet. Sometime. Haven't you?
Yeah, but I figured it was just a cold.
Definitely not. It's caused by the strep virus. Normally, that's an acute condition that we can knock out pretty quickly.
So could be, it's caused by, number 5, caused by a strep virus. This is a T. Strep virus. Normally, that's an acute condition that we can knock out pretty quickly.
Okay, but how did that cause my other condition?
Untreated, the infection moves to your heart, which it appears to have done. And now we have to get rid of that infection before it causes lifelong complications.
Lifelong?
Yes, unfortunately, endocarditis can become a chronic condition. It can damage your heart, brain, and liver.
Okay, so lifelong complications. Yes. Okay, this is the end of the class. And as I said, or I always saying, this is the way when a patient and a doctor, they have conversation. The doctor checks the patient, diagnoses the patient, and gives the treatment. And this is the way you deal with your patients. And if you listen carefully to the way we say the doctor speaks, she looked very worried. She was really worried about the patient's health, actually, and he wasn't aware of his condition, but it is her job to show exactly what is what his condition is about, and of course to give him the treatment. Okay, now we are going to move to the next part, which is the grammar part. And today we are going to have, again, to talk about the present perfect, but today we are going to talk about another part of the present perfect, which is present perfect continuous. In the last lectures, the last 5 lectures, we talked about the present perfect, which is something happened in the past and finished, but the effect is going on. It is still has some effect. But today we are going to deal with the present perfect as something happened, but not finished. Happened, started in the past, and it's still happening till now. So the action happened actually in the past, started in the past, then it continued to the present time. So that's a new thing. It's linking the past with the present. In the previous lectures, as I said, the present perfect talks about perfection of an action. Something happened, but the effect, التأثير, is still. Now, no, the action itself is still going on since the past time, or from a past period of time to the present time. Now we have these rules. Let's look at them. We use the present perfect continuous, the present perfect continuous, to talk about a situation or activity that started in the past, and has been in progress for a period until now. Yes. Present perfect is using have or has, then plus been, then plus verb plus ing. So I have been talking, I have been studying, I have been, yes. So if I ask you a question, how long have you been studying at Tripoli University? So you say, I have been
studying for 2 years. So for 2 years in the past, till now, you are doing the same action. You are studying. So you don't say you are studying. You have been studying at Tripoli University for 2 years or since 2019. So since 2019 till now, 2021, you've been studying. Okay, let's look at the other examples. I've been meaning to phone Jack since I heard he was back in the country. The competition has been running every year since 1980. So look here, since 1980, this is past. And the competition has been running, so till now. So from the past till the present time. Okay. Okay, now people have been saying for ages that the building should be pulled down. So people have been saying for ages. That means for a long time, again, from the past to the present time, that the building should be pulled down. So that the building is dangerous. So it's dangerous building. It may fall down anytime. So they've been saying. From the past, they were saying, and till now they are saying. So we don't say they were saying, they are saying. They have been saying. Okay. Without such an expression, the present perfect continuous refers to a recent situation or activity and focuses on its present results. That means now. Look, it's been snowing. So if I say, look, it has been raining. So we don't say it has been. It has been, let's say, snowing. So in the speaking, we don't say it has been. It's been. So it has been, we say it's been. You're looking well. You are looking well. I've been playing a lot of squash to lose weight. Squash is a game. Yes, so you look well, you are looking well, you are looking in good health. So the other person said, yes, I've been doing lots of exercises. I've been doing lots of sports. I've been playing a lot of squash. I've been playing a lot of football. So I have been, it means from the past, playing, till now, playing. Action in the past, action now, together. Haven't seen anything for Rod for a while. No, he's been working in Germany. Yes, haven't seen anything of Rod for a while. So I'm asking about a friend. No, he's been working. He has been working in Germany. Okay. The situation or activity may still be going on, or it may have just have stopped. We've been discussing the proposals for a number of years. It means the action is still going on. The other one, your eyes are red. Have you been crying? Your eyes are red. Have you been crying? That means, yes, he stopped crying and his eyes are red. Now, look at this sentence. How long have you been waiting for me? How long have you been waiting? That means from the past till now. From the past till now. How long have they been living next door to you? How long? That means for 3 months, for 3 years, one week, 1 month, 10 years. How long? Again, from past to present. For more than 2 years, I've been trying to get permission to extend my house. For more than 2 years, that means 2 years ago till now, I've been trying to get permission to extend my house. Unemployment has been rising steadily since the huge increase in oil prices. Unemployment has been rising steadily since the huge increase in oil prices. Now, as we have here, linking the past with the present, we can use the present perfect continuous or present tense, the present simple or the present continuous, when we talk about a situation or activity that started in the past and is still happening now or has just stopped, However, we use the present perfect continuous when we are talking about how long the action or event has been going on. For example, I see Tom most weekends. I see Tom most weekends. So this is I see, that means this is a fact. It's a routine. It is a routine thing, a fact. I've been seeing a lot of Tom since he moved into flat upstairs. Not I see, yes, not I see, you cannot say. I've been seeing, because that means from the past till now. It's raining. The action is going now. It's raining. It's been raining heavily all night. It's been raining heavily. That means since last night till now. So this is the meaning. Since last night, from the past till now to the present. Number C. Look at number C. When we talk about situations or actions that went on over a past period of time, but finished at a particular point. So we can use we talk about something happened in the past that finished at a particular point in time before now. We don't use present perfect continuous. I was reading until midnight last night. I was reading. Why was reading? Because it happened and finished. She had been living in Spain before her family moved to Brazil. Not she has been, but the action is over, not anymore. He put off the decision for as long as possible, but eventually he made up his mind and bought the car. He put off the decision. So that means in the past, finished for as long as possible, but eventually he made up, again past, he made up his mind and bought, again past, the car. Yes, we generally avoid the present perfect continuous with verbs that describes state of verbs like know, love, hate, we say. So these are the believe, okay, know, as we said, these are state of verbs. Yes, consider. Yes. Okay. Now we have some exercises. We are going to go through some of them, not all of them. Yes. Now we have complete the sentences with the present perfect continuous from an appropriate verb. Number one. Number one, The situation continues to be serious and troops their lives to rescue people from the floods. So the situation continues to be serious and troops have been risking their lives to rescue people from the floods. Mary hasn't been at work for a while. Mary hasn't. Yes, she's been helping. She's been or she has been helping her husband get over a serious illness. Number 3, I've been preparing very hard for this exam. I've been preparing I'll write it here. I have been preparing for very hard for this exam. I hope I do well. Because the children are older, we have been thinking of moving to a bigger house. So we say we've been thinking. Okay. Yes. This suitcase around with me all day and it's really heavy. So I've been carrying it. Yes. This suitcase around with me all day and it's really heavy. For several years now, Glasgow citywide festivals to celebrate the cultures of other countries. This year, the focus is on Sweden. Yes, so number 6, for several years, Glasgow. Yes, so we can say Glasgow has been organizing citywide festivals to celebrate the cultures of other countries. This year the focus is on Sweden. Okay. So this is what we have for the present perfect continuous. Now we have question number 7.3. 7.3. So we have, okay. Okay, now let's do exercise 7.3. We are going to choose the correct, we say, part of the sentence. Yes, bullfighting is going on, has been going on in Spain for centuries. So the action here is from the past to the present time. So we are going to choose has been going on, because from the past, from past to the present and never stopped. I always have always been finding it difficult to get up on winter mornings. Because it's a fact, it is a fact. So we use I always find it hard or find it difficult to get up on winter mornings. 3, I've been wanting, I want to meet you since I saw your concert. In the number 3, I've been wanting from the past to the present. Over the last 6 months, I've been learning or I'm learning how to play the flute. So number from the past to the present. Over the last 6 months, I've been learning how to play the flute. The phone's been ringing, or the phone's ringing. Can you answer it? So because it's action now, the action is now, so we say the phone is ringing, or the phone's ringing. Then number 6, how long have you been learning Swahili? So from the past to the present, so how long have you been learning Swahili? And the last one, during the last few years, the company has been working, or the company has worked hard to modernize its image. Even during the last few years, the company has been working to modernize its image. Okay, so this is what we have, the questions in here, and we have another exercise, which is 7.4, the last one. If the underlined verbs are correct, put a tick. If they are wrong, correct them using either the past continuous or the present perfect continuous as appropriate. So now we are going to read these sentences. If they are okay, they are okay. If they are wrong, we redo them. Now, number 1. I was expecting the book to end happily, but in fact, it was really sad. So, number 4, it is okay. I was expecting the book to end happily. So, number 1, it's okay. Number 2, the opposition groups were fighting the government on this issue for years, but so far without success. The opposition groups were fighting the government on this issue for years, but so far without success. So from the past to the present, so we say opposition groups have been fighting. The protesters have been campaigning for some months now to prevent the new road being built. So the protesters have been campaigning. So linking the past with the present. So this sentence is okay. He has been looking nervous until I told him to sit down and relax. He's been looking nervous. So number 4, we cannot say this because I'm talking about a past tense. So we say he was looking nervous. Number 5, I work to repair the bridge. I work to repair the bridge has been continuing. Work to repair the bridge has been continuing throughout this summer. So here, number 5, we talk about the past, from the past to the present, so this is okay. Before she retrained as a computer programmer, she has been working as a secretary. Before she retrained as a computer programmer, she has been working. No, I'm talking about past action. So she was working. She was working as a secretary. I was receiving, number 7, I was receiving the magazine for some time and enjoy reading it immensely. I was receiving, so past with the present. So we say, I've been receiving. Let me write it appropriately. I've been receiving. I've been receiving. The last one, I was turning to leave when she said, maybe you'd like to stay for dinner. I was turning to leave. So this one was turning, action in the past. So this one is correct. At the end of the class today, we had dealt with many issues related to chronic and acute diseases. Also, we had dealt with some grammatical issues related to present perfect. For your notice, notice, you have to focus on these tenses, guys, because this is the language. This is what you should use, inshallah, in your future career. And where you can't communicate appropriately without knowing all these rules. And you have to use them in the exact context and to deliver the exact meaning. Because meaning at the end this will control the way you are talking. So if you can't convey your message, you can't convey your thoughts appropriately, unfortunately, this will lead to misunderstanding. I hope that enjoy this class and learn something new. And also, I hope that to see you all well and in good health, inshallah, next week. Ma'as salama.